the other thing I was going to mention, like, I'll tell you this much, okay? What's going on right now in northern Gaza, especially, is incredibly dire. And like at this point, like I don't even fucking fully know how to deal with the situation. I don't know how we're gonna actually, how there's going to be any sort of like movement in the positive direction. I'll be honest with you. Like this morning, I started off my day. I'm talking to my accountants, right? And past that, like I'm also simultaneously talking to a dude in fucking northern Gaza right now. He's a journalist. I retweeted Mohammed Al Safin's tweet about them already. He's a journalist and he's a fan. He's a member of this community. He is. Wait, where is it? Oh, I guess I didn't retweet it. Hold on. I'll show you. So here. So this is Hasan and this is Ismail. Okay. In the middle is Hassam Shabbat. Hassam was 19 years old. Hassam is 21 years old. Ismail was 27. Israel killed Hasan and Ismail. Israel threatened Hasan multiple times before assassinating him. Okay. And they killed him specifically because of his coverage, for the record. Like straight up. They literally said, we don't like your coverage. We're going to kill you over and over again. They threatened him over and over again. This is a constant for journalists in Gaza. Bizan gets death threats on a regular basis. Obviously, Motaz got death threats on a regular basis, as you know. And they were getting these death threats specifically because of their coverage. Okay? Hassam, sorry. I'm talking to Hassam right now. He reached out a while back. I didn't see his original DM reaching out to me a while back to get on the show, right? He was like, hey, I'm a journalist in North Gaza. I want to talk. Like, I would love to get on your broadcast and talk to you about what's going on, right? He said he reached out through his friend. He said he's a big fan. Hassam is a big fan and is asking if he can come on your stream one day to explain how life is like in North Gaza. This was back in August, at the end of August. I didn't see it. He reached out recently on Thursday. Again, I saw it this time. And on Thursday, Israel had not started its North Gaza, like its additional incursion into North Gaza. Okay. So we reached out again and I was a little worried. I talked to a couple of my journalist friends to be like, should I put a fucking target on his back, basically? You know what I mean? Especially after his two friends who are also journalists were recently assassinated. Because that's a real calculation that I have to make. When I talk to someone who is in Gaza and I bring them up on the broadcast, or if I bring them on the broadcast and talk to them, there is a likelihood that people in the Western world see that and they get punished for it. Okay? That is a real calculation. Now, these guys are so fucking brave. Okay? They're so brave. They know that already. So I have to ask them ahead of time to be like, hey, if I have you on, like, you know, I'm a little worried about the extra scrutiny that you are going to get. Okay? And he said that it was fine. And that unfortunately he can't talk at this point. And that they asked all the residents in the north to evacuate to the south in a way to ethnically cleanse the north, but we're not leaving, and he's staying, and he's reporting till his last breath. I don't think I can come on your stream anymore, maybe if things calm down, but if they don't, and I don't make it, please pay tribute to me on your channel and keep talking about Palestine. Much love from the north. So that's an insane conversation to have with a 21-year-old journalist. Okay, with a 21-year-old journalist. But that is the fucking reality on the ground. Okay, that's it. That is the goddamn reality on the fucking ground. And I don't know what to do about this. You know, that's why I feel like I lose my mind when I'm, on the one hand, living in the United States of America, okay, in the heart of empire, in comfortable ass Los Angeles, California, trying to do my very best, to the best of my ability, to within the means that I have, of trying to communicate the humanity of these people and their resilience for the past 12 months. So when I see other journalists, other members of the media not offer the adequate coverage that speaks to their conditions, it disgusts me. When I hear people in the Western world talk about their fears of anti-Semitism on college campuses spreading because there are students who recognize the reality on the ground and want to protest against these atrocities because they see what is right and they see what is wrong, and they do not have the social conditioning that others do. And then they get brutalized by our domestic police and smeared as anti-Semites. And then that's the main point of contention, like the feelings of Western Americans, the feelings of American students who have been propagandized to such a degree that they are objectively hysterical because they associate Israel as a core part of their identity. Some cynically do it, some genuinely believe it. At a time when anti-Semitism is rising, but we are only focusing on the wrong avenues because all of these institutions that are supposed to be talking about anti-Semitism or defending against anti-Semitism are so deeply invested in the continuation of the Israeli apartheid and genocide. It frustrates me to no end. People are like, oh, you're a fucking terrorism supporter. Hey, who cares, right? Who cares? I've heard that my whole life, right? Especially, I mean, I've heard that since I came to America. That's not going to shake me. The problem is, there are very real, otherwise kind individuals who just don't get it. Okay? They just don't understand it, and it blows my mind. It's crazy how voluntarily blind some people are to the truth. So yeah, it's a weird situation because like it's a weird situation to have when I'm describing this. Okay? And there are still people going, you support Hamas, so you do support terrorists. I don't know what's wrong about that. Like, I just described to you, like, an active dialogue that I'm having with people that are currently withstanding genocide, currently experiencing genocide, and people that have been killed by the genocidaires with my tax dollars for the coverage that they've offered. And you just so shamelessly turn around and you go, well, you support Hamas, you support terrorists. I don't know what's so wrong about that. Like, you're a fucking animal, dude. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what will change the mentality of a lot of these people. I don't know if there is any pivotal turning point for some of these people. I think they just don't care. They're just locked in. I am a fucking animal, dude. Who told you that? I mean, if you are at this stage still defending Israel, if you hear these lives being robbed and you defend the principle behind the government doing that, then yeah, you're no different to me than a fucking animal. You're barely sentient. You're a freak. There is no both sides on this equation. I have a difficult time going to either extreme on this. It's not extreme, dude. It's not extreme to be like, Palestinians are fucking human beings and Israel has dominated them for 76 fucking years. Okay? 76 years. Like, there is, I don't know how people can still look at a active genocide and be like, I don't know. Israel doing an active genocide, simultaneously opening up multiple new fronts of war with American backing. And there are still people 1 year after October 7th, okay, still going, I don't know, man. Maybe some of these journalists deserve to be assassinated. Is that what we're saying? Israel's killed more journalists than any other fucking nation in history over the course of 1 year. Okay, more humanitarian aid workers across multiple sovereign states. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense how people don't recognize right from wrong in this circumstance, unless you are still deeply invested. Okay, unless you're so unimaginably deeply invested in believing in your heart that like Israel are the good guys and everyone that stands against them are the bad guys. That's it. There is no both sides. Like, there are no both sides in a genocide. It is extreme to even try to look at an active genocide being conducted by an apartheid state. That's not what you say, though. You tend to support extremists on this. I didn't say Israel are the good guys. I said they do some fucked shit. That's not what you say, though. You tend to support extremists on this. Chatter, there will come a day if karmic justice is delivered and the truth prevails, where you will look back at these figures Okay. You will look back at these groups and figures and say, while on their domestic affairs, they might have done horrible shit, their resistance against the Israeli apartheid and genocide was well warranted. Okay. That is my assessment. That's it. If you think Hezbollah or Ansar Allah are scary, you should be shocked at how much scarier Israel is than they are. But you are not, because you're primed into thinking Israel's killing bad guys no matter what happens. That's why the both sides are the same argument. It's fucking bullshit. No, it's scary and American is supporting them in front of this many people. Not that they're scary to me. I am anti-genocide. That's it. I'm anti-genocide and I'm anti-apartheid. That's it. You cannot speak on those boundaries, so you have to grab on to whatever aesthetic principle you can to make it seem like it's so scary that an American is supporting what? Anti-genocide? It's not that scary. It shouldn't be that scary. We did it in World War II, but a lot of us aren't sold on the genocide claim. Yeah, dude, you're a fucking... Dude, look at this. Look. I'm not sold on the genocide claim, but Israel does seem to do a lot of fuck shit. Yeah, dude, I don't care. I don't... There is nothing else I can show you that will make you understand. You are cynically in here to argue, to say, Hasan, you're a terrorism supporter, and that's scary. What's infinitely scarier than what you think I'm supporting is the fact that you can so comfortably say, I'm not really sold on this genocide thing when it is happening in front of your fucking eyes. Okay? I'm sorry. I don't give a shit about your dumbass Western sensibilities in this regard. Okay? I don't care. They've displaced 2 million Palestinians. They've killed directly 42,000. And some of you motherfuckers still have the audacity to concern troll in this regard when they're bombing Beirut, when they're bombing Lebanon with our weapons. Why did you ban him, though? What a fucking stupid question. You get banned as well. What do you mean, why did you ban him, though? That person is a Nazi, okay? If you are in defense of Israel, if you're in defense of Zionism at this stage, you are no different to me than a fucking Nazi, okay? If a Nazi comes in here and tries to do Holocaust revisionism, I ban them. If your expectation is that I keep that fucking Nazi in here for doing Holocaust revisionism or questioning the fucking number of the dead Jews in the Holocaust, I will ban them. If your expectation is that I let that kind of shit slide in here, I will ban you too. So there is no difference in my analysis. And there is no difference in the way that I conduct my affairs at this chat when someone comes in and watches Israel unfold a genocide every single day in broad daylight in 4K and says, I'm not sold on it. Okay, suck my dick. I don't have to fucking listen to you chirp. I listen to it every goddamn day anyway. Nah, pretty sure he just wants to hear you say Hamas and Hezbollah are also terrorist groups. The designation of terrorism is simply a socio-political tool applied by the United States of America, the arch terrorist that actually literally perfectly is under the same confines, under the same analysis of what terrorism is, would fit that role perfectly, as well as Israel, okay? If you do not consider America to be a terrorist group, but you consider Iran to be a terrorist country, okay, then obviously you're just simply biased on this application. You just think terrorism is a catch-all term for whoever America's enemies are. Because what Israel has done is significantly worse than what Iran has done to Israel. Numbers on the board. What Israel has done to Gaza is significantly worse than what Hamas has done to Israel. Okay? That's it. That's it. I'm unfollowing. You're too fucking based. You are cowardly. You are, in an incredibly cowardly way, relying on State Department definitions because deep down inside you understand that defending Israel at this point is not exactly great. Is not exactly great for social points because there isn't this steady media diet, especially in independent news media and also in demographics that are younger than 35 years old. You kind of get looked at like a fucking freak, okay? You get looked at like a fucking freak, so you can't actually defend Israel's actions, so you have to turn around and be like, but the people resisting Israel, they're bad guys. They're bad guys. Why aren't you talking about how bad they are? Okay? Why are chatters insane today? They're insane every day. They've been insane for the past 12 months. I think today in particular has probably brought out a new line of crazy. specifically because it's 1 year. It's October 7. So people are trying to desperately bring the conversation back to like how Israel is the victim in its like 12-month genocidal conquest. So I think that's what it is. The goal always is to just like overwhelm and throw out like cynical talking points, bait me into saying something so they can clip it, and then engage in an effort, like in a campaign to try to get me banned. That's it. That's all it is. Because for a lot of people, they don't necessarily care. They don't necessarily care about the actual things that are happening in the world. They care about getting revenge on a person that they don't like because they don't agree with them. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. It's super simple, really. It's weird because you are like, wait, how the fuck do you look at a situation like this and immediately go, how do I make this about some fucking Twitch streamer that I don't like? That's a psychotic, sick, almost perverted way to operate. But there are a lot of bored people out there. There are a lot of sad people out there. That's it. And it gets worse and worse as time goes on, and as more and more people recognize. It gets worse and worse as more people recognize that what Israel is doing is wrong. And I think the harder it gets for them to defend Israel's actions, the more they just like lash out at whoever they can to fucking to basically, get a minor W on.